Welcome back to another episode of Weekly Webinar Update. Before I start, I just want to mention that we've been hard at work launching Cloud CMA Live, our newest feature to Cloud CMA, which brings virtual and interactive listing presentations to a whole new level. We had a webinar this week called Introducing Cloud CMA Live that was co-hosted by our CEO and co-founder Greg Robertson and our Chief Design Officer Damian Hughes, where they talked all about this new feature to Cloud CMA and how it can help you become a standout agent. So please go ahead and check that out, and the link will be down in the description. So let's jump right into our first webinar recap. This week, our events coordinator, Casey Schoen, attended Move Your In-Person Event to a Webinar with our experts' top tips by GoToWebinar. And here's what she had to say.
It's webinar time.
I think this is a great webinar because it reminds you about the importance of webinar engagement. So often we get into our routines that learning tips to build interest is always a plus. And as a GoToWebinar user, getting an inside look in its features helps you become a pro in how to host an experience glitch-free. Here were her top 3 takeaways. Still engage with your attendees. Even if you aren't meeting face-to-face, you can still engage with them within a webinar. Ideas include using polls throughout your webinar, playing a video, or hosting a live Q&A at the end. Be as prepared as you would for a live session. Tips to keep you prepared are: create a cheat sheet that has all the links you will share so it's easy to transfer. Have a frequently asked questions sheet to share at the end if there aren't any questions for your live Q&A. Practice, practice, practice. Always have a run-through. Set yourself up for success during and after the webinar. What does this mean? Record your session so you can share it with attendees after. Join the webinar 30 minutes prior to launching so you can test your audio and webcam. Close your webinar with a poll question encouraging follow-up. Some great examples are: would you like to speak to someone now? Are you looking for more information? Do you have free time to speak to our team? Thank you for the recap, Casey. With so many companies doing webinars now at the same time, it's really important to keep your audience engaged and keep the webinar as interactive as you can. So this seems like a great webinar that you should check out. Next up, our marketing assistant, Angelica Rodriguez, attended Content Marketing Conference 2020. There were so many great keynote speakers, and Angelica attended Ann Handley's keynote. Ann Handley is a digital marketer and a Wall Street Journal best-selling author. It was called Storytelling in a COVID World, and here were Angelica's takeaways. Look at everything you do as a brand through a lens of trust times affinity. Affinity meaning your customer's attraction to your brand. You must really show compassion and empathy, and what should be your selling point in your marketing is gaining your audience's trust. Customers are seeking companies that best understand their problems, if they can trust them, and if they like that brand. Your marketing has to demonstrate why your company is what's best for customers, and that it will continue to benefit them for years to come. We need to showcase that we are all in this together and will come out better and stronger. Thank you, Angelica. It's really interesting to think of marketing during these times as a formula, which is trust times affinity. Just remember that customers are always looking for that next brand that they're gonna love. And I think the biggest takeaway of this keynote is that it's your job to maintain that trust once they've given it to you. And that does it for this week's episode of Weekly Webinar Update. As always, links to all the videos will be down in the description, except for Ann Handley's, because that one you actually had to register for a content marketing conference to be able to see it. But don't forget to check out the link for our webinar, Introducing Cloud CMA Live. Just on a personal note, this update is the coolest thing that we've ever done, really. So please do yourself a favor and go check it out. I'll see you next time.